Good morning, everyone. My name is Christian, and I serve as a life coach for Journey and Junction, where our mission is to drive meaningful change by shining a light on truth through lived experience. I come to you today not only as a researcher and coach, but as someone whose story begins with absence. I grew up without my father. That silence shaped me, and when I became a father myself, it forced me to answer a defining question: would I repeat the cycle or become the father I never had? In collaboration with the Office of Family Assistance, today we'll confront damaging myths, unpack real data, and spotlight the undeniable presence of African American fathers. We'll see how their involvement uplifts households, strengthens communities, and challenges a narrative rooted in misunderstanding. Let's begin by confronting one of the most harmful and widespread misconceptions in American culture: the idea that black fathers are simply absent. When you hear the phrase absent black father, what comes to mind? Is it shaped by personal experience or by media and pop culture portrayals? Here's the reality: that stereotype doesn't hold up under scrutiny. According to a 2023 article from the Black Wall Street Times, nearly 70% of African American fathers are involved in daily caregiving tasks such as bathing, feeding, helping with homework, and more. Even when not living in the same household, African American fathers are more likely than other fathers to stay actively involved in their children's life. Yes, some have experienced father absence firsthand, but those individual traits shouldn't define an entire group. The cost of absence is heavy. It increases emotional distress, academic struggles, and limited life outcomes. But the impact of father absence doesn't end at the front door. It echoes far beyond the home. The absence of a father has a ripple effect that touches every corner of society. Boys raised without a present father are more likely to repeat the cycle, creating a generational chain of disconnection. According to the National Responsible Fatherhood Clearinghouse, children without actively engaged fathers face significantly higher risks of poverty, academic failure, emotional challenges, and involvement in the criminal justice system. And the consequences don't stop there. These patterns affect workforce readiness, community safety, mental health, and future family dynamics. So how do we shift the narrative? How do we break the cycle and support the presence, not the absence, of African American fathers? The path forward requires more than personal determination. It calls for structural change. Connecting young men with positive role models breaks cycles of disconnection. Reforming biased employment and family court practices remove barriers that keeps fathers away. We must tell the real story, using data, lived experience, and platforms like this one to dismantle stereotypes and elevate the reality of black fatherhood. I'd like to leave you with this: I stand before you today not as a perfect father, but as a present one. My story, from a boy without a dad to a man determined to be one, proves that cycles can be broken. We've examined the myth of the absent black father, explored the real and measurable impact of fatherhood on families and society, and considered the structural changes needed to support and amplify black fathers' presence. It's time to stop letting outdated stereotypes define our understanding. Let's start celebrating what's true. African American fathers are present, powerful, and essential. Thank you.